Here with Monmouth cross country coach Joe Compagni as the Hawks have completed their first two meets of the year. And coach, I just would like to have you recap maybe those first two meets. You had the Monmouth XC kickoff and the Fordham Invitational.
We did. It was great to get it started the last 2 weeks at the kickoff meet at Thompson. We were happy just after a week of training to get on the line and get our spikes on. And the teams did a nice job. We were able to win on both sides and had some nice performances, really just based on their summer work. And then we went to Van Cortlandt last weekend. We're going to be there 3 times this fall. We're there for the Fordham meet, we're there for the MAC championships, and then for the IC4A, ECAC championships. So it was important that we got there, that we were able to race and train a little bit on the course and prepare for the meets that count the most for us, which is later in the season.
Tommy Darlington on the men's side was the first Hawk to cross the finish line last week at the Fordham Invitational. Can you talk a little bit about his performance in the early season?
Sure, he's done an amazing job. He's a junior this year, put in a great summer of work, and that's the most important thing for this time of year. And is just racing with some confidence, and I think that's going to carry over for him as the season goes on. He's going to be somebody who's going to be very important to us all season long.
And the final Hawk I want to talk to you about is Amanda Eller. She's won back-to-back weekly awards with the MAC and the ECAC Runner of the Week in the past 2 weeks. She's a graduate student. She comes back here for her final season as a Hawk. She's been doing a great job for you guys as well.
She has. It's great to have her back this year. We have some youngsters who are right behind her and some veterans who are going to be up with her soon. But she's another one that had a great summer, and she's a great example of what happens when you do things right for a couple years in a row, of the level you can get to, and she's a great competitor as well.
Now joined by Amanda Eller of the women's cross-country team. And Amanda, it's been a very strong start to the season for you. You were the MAC Runner of the Week and then the ECAC Runner of the Week. Can you kind of just talk about coming into your final year here as a Hawk, what's been working for you?
Definitely the summer training pays like a good amount when you're at this level. You're doing things that your body isn't used to doing from high school, so a lot of the girls put in a lot of training over the summer. I know I was up every morning before work, getting the runs in, getting the long runs in, and all that. It really helps.
You were able to run last weekend at Van Cortlandt Park, which is a place where Coach Compagni talked about. You guys will be a couple more times this year for the MAC championships and the ECAC IC4A championships. Does that kind of help you be able to run there once before you're going to have to go back for a couple more important meets?
Oh, definitely, and I think it also helps because now I have more of a goal. Like, I didn't necessarily do as well as I wanted to, so now I have a goal to put out there to do better this next time, and I already know what the course is like. I mean, I've been there for like 4 years, but it definitely gives the younger girls like a good eye on what the course is like, the tough parts, so that they know where to push the next time through.
And you touched on some of the younger girls on the team. There's been a group of freshmen that has really been competing well the last couple of weeks. Have you been able to offer them any advice? Sort of, you're more of a veteran on the squad, and they've really done a great job in the early going. Have you been able to say anything to them?
Yeah, the freshmen are awesome. I mean, they already know so much, and they were so prepared, as you can tell, because they've excelled so much. But the only things that I have, I guess, told them is to stay focused on track. Like, obviously school's more important, but when you can, you want to focus on doing things right in the weight room, stretching. So he's just constantly reminding them to keep stretching and hydrating and all that good stuff. But mostly just staying healthy mentally too. Like, don't get overwhelmed. Like, you can come and talk to any of the veterans. They've all been there before, and they know what they're doing. So we have a good group of older girls too that they can follow in their shoes. So that's another awesome thing.
And finally joined here today by Tommy Darlington of the men's cross-country team. And Tommy, last weekend you were able to run at Van Cortlandt Park in the Fordham Invitational. You were the first Hawk to cross the finish line. Just talk a little bit about your performance that day.
Well, I was really happy with my performance. I've ran there a few times before, but I ran a lot faster than I've done in the past. I put a lot of work in over the summer, so it's starting to really pay off for me.
I talked to Coach Compagni and a couple of the other athletes about this. Running at Van Cortlandt Park has to be a positive for you guys. You're able to run there early in the season and kind of get a feel for the course, and maybe a couple years in a row now you've been able to run there. But now you have the MAC championships out there, the first year in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. How much do you think that's going to help you moving forward, getting out on that course a second or a third time this year and already knowing what you can expect?
Well, I think it's a great thing for our team. It's great to see the course. A lot of people went out a little conservative. Now they know to go out a little harder next time. So I think we all learned some lessons about the course, and then next time we'll have some more people to join us, and we'll have a full team, and I think we'll do really well.
This weekend coming up, the team is off, so you have a kind of a 2-week break here between races, as Monmouth Invitational not till next Saturday. What kind of plans do you have? What do you do on a weekend where you kind of get taken out of your routine? You're not racing this weekend. Do you do anything extra on a week off?
We actually do a lot on a week off. Week offs aren't just a break for us. We do a lot of more intense training in these weeks. We have intense workouts and try to get in as much as possible so that we're ready for weeks when we race.